Hello students, before we start our chapter, I would like to request you all to watch our introductory 2 videos given by me so that you will be clear about the 3-step strategy to do Dhamaka in physics exams. We have given the videos in the description box, or you can just click on our videos displayed at the end of this video for either introductory 2 videos or the next videos. Okay then, let's enjoy physics by Mr. Patel, who has a long, profound experience of 29 years of teaching physics in Sainik School, Balachadi.
Page number 47, this is also an exercise question. This figure shows the tracks of 3 charged particles. Give the sign of 3 charges and give the sign of 3 particles. Which particle has the maximum E by m? These charged particles are passed through the uniform electric field. Electric field is from positive. These are the 2 plates, charged plate, positively charged plate and negatively charged plate like capacitor's plate. Electric field is from positive to negative. This is the direction of E. So, the particle 1 and 2, they are against the electric field direction. Electric field is downward, they move upward. That is, they are oppositely charged, negatively charged particle. Correct? So, particle 1 and 2, they are negatively charged particle. Whereas this repulse, this is direction of E, the particle that deflects in the direction of the electric field is positively charged. This must be alpha particle, is He24, doubly ionized helium atom. Any positively charged particle, maybe proton also you can say, or proton also you can say. This is electron and this may be beta ray. Beta ray is a negatively charged. It's a ray but negatively charged. Its charge is negative. Now highest E by m, the charge to mass ratio, which has maximum deflection along the y direction. Alpha particle or proton has more deflection along the y. We know the force is equal to ma, mass into acceleration, and electric force is equal to E into E. So, acceleration due to electric force or electric field is given by the equation E upon m. The deflection y is equal to ut plus half at, or you can say ux t plus half at. Now, ux t, there is no component along the y of the velocity. Initial velocity is along the x. So, it has got no any component along the y. So, this is v u y, so that is 0 we can take, correct. It has a ux constant velocity along the x axis, but 0 velocity along the y axis initially. It is placed with some velocity, initial velocity horizontally. So, deflection y along the y axis is given by half at square. Half a is equal to E upon m, and t barabar, suppose it covers a distance x in the uniform field, in time taken is t, velocity is v x, then t is equal to distance upon velocity vx along horizontal velocity. So, em into half E x square upon v0 square. This is constant. So, we can put as a k, y is equal to k E by m. So, E by m is more for the particle having the more deflection along the y. So, particle 3 is the correct answer. Number 1.15, page number 47. Consider a uniform electric field E is equal to 3 into 10 to the power 3 I Newton per Coulomb. What is the flux of this field through a square of 10 centimeter on the side whose plane is parallel to the YZ plane? Next question. What is the flux if normal to its plane makes a 60-degree angle with x axis? Now, plane is parallel to the YZ, that is, it is perpendicular to the x axis. So, normal will be also perpendicular. So, E will be parallel to the normal, that is area vector. So, phi is equal to E delta s, angle is 0, barabar? Both are in the same direction. So, phi is equal to 3 into 10 to the power 3 I into I delta s, Newton meter square, Coulomb minus 1. E is equal to this value, delta s is this value. So, introduce E is equal to 3 into 10 to the minus 3 I, that is along the x axis, Newton per Coulomb, and delta s is also along the x axis, that is I delta x, I that is unit vector along the x-axis. That is equal to 3 into 10 raised to power 3 I into I dot I, that is I square 1 into 10 raised to power minus 2. That comes about 5. We can write as 30 as this will be equal to 30 Newton meter square Coulomb minus 1. Next question. If the plane makes angle 60 degree, so suppose this is an electric field and the plane makes angle 60 degree, the normal down this area vector delta S. This is the direction of E. This makes an angle 60 degree. Now what is the flux? The flux is given by the equation E delta S cos 60. That is equal to 3 into 10 raised to power 3 multiplied by 10 raised to power minus 2 multiplied by half. Cos 60 is half. That comes about 15 Newton meter square Coulomb minus 1. So phi is equal to 15 Newton meter square Coulomb minus 1. That is the answer. Example 1.19, page number 48. A point charge of 2 microcoulomb is at the center of a cubical Gaussian surface 9 cm on each. What is the net electric flux through the surface? According to we know, the charge enclosed is 2 microcoulomb. According to the Gauss law, the flux is equal to Q upon epsilon 0. Q is the charge enclosed. That Q is equal to 2 into 10 raised to minus 6 coulomb, and epsilon naught is, we know, 8.8 into 10 raised to minus 12 Newton minus 1 meter minus 2 Coulomb square. Therefore, phi is equal to 2 into 10 raised to minus 6 upon 8.8 into 10 raised to minus 12. That comes about 1.9 into 10 raised to 5 Newton meter square Coulomb minus 1. Next question, 1.20, page number 48. A point charge causes an electric flux of minus 1 into 10 raised to 3 Newton meter square upon Coulomb. To pass through a spherical Gaussian surface of 10 cm radius, center on the charge. Number 1, A, if the R radius of the Gaussian surface is double, how much flux would be passed through the surface? We know that according to Gauss law, the flux doesn't make any difference. If charge is not altered, the charge is the same, the flux will be same, that is minus 10 raised to 3 Newton meter square per Coulomb. Next question. What is the value of the point charge? Use the same equation, flux phi is equal to Q upon epsilon 0 according to Gauss law. Therefore, Q is equal to phi epsilon naught. Put the value and get the answer of the Q. Q is 8.8 nano coulomb. Next, 1.24. Two large thin metal plates are parallel and close to each other on their inner faces. The plates have surface charge densities of opposite sign, minus sigma and plus sigma, and the magnitude of 17 into 10 raised to minus 22 Coulomb per meter square. What is E in the region number 1? In the outer region of 1, number 1 plate, that is this region, outer region. Of number 1 plate. This is outer region of the second plate. In the outer region of the second plate, that is this region, and in between the plate, that is this. We know that outside the region of plate 1, that is electric field is 0. That is E2, due to the positive charge plate, the E2 is in this direction, and negative charge plate, this is the direction of E2. And this is it is inward, we know already. So E2 minus E1, that will be 0. Similarly for this also, this is the direction of E1 and this is the direction of E2. So E2 and E1 are in opposite direction. So net electric field is also 0. Inside the plates, the E field will be added up, E1 plus E2, both are in the same direction. Due to the positive charge plate, we know the electric field is in this direction, and negative, it is inward, so both are in the same direction. So net electric field is equal to E1 plus E2, that is, we know already the electric field due to the charge plate is sigma upon 2 epsilon 0 plus sigma upon 2 epsilon 0, charge density is same for both. and that comes equal to sigma upon epsilon 0. Now E is equal to sigma upon epsilon 0, sigma is given, epsilon naught is given, put the value and calculate the E. E comes about 1.9 into 10 raised to minus 10 Newton Coulomb minus. Question number 1.18, page number 47 of exercise. A point charge plus 10 microcoulomb is at a distance 5 cm directly above the center of a square of side 10 cm as shown in the figure. What is the magnitude of electric flux to a square? Now here it is given, think of a square as one side of a cube with age 10 cm. Consider this cube in which the charge Q0 is placed 5 cm above this bottom. The let phi s is flux through each face, which is same for all 6 faces. It has 6 faces. Then total flux phi will be the 6 times the flux through the one face, that is 6 phi s. According to Gauss law, 6 total flux is equal to charge enclosed upon epsilon 0. Therefore, phi s, the flux through the one side or one plane, is equal to q upon 6 epsilon 0. Now we know k is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0. So 1 upon epsilon 0 is equal to 4 pi k. Therefore, phi s is equal to q upon 6 4 pi k, that is 1 by 6 into q is 10 microcoulomb, 10 into 10 raised to power minus 6 into 4 into pi 3.14 into k 9 into 10 raised to 9. This will cut 2 and this will be a 3. Again 2 will be cut, this 2, that will be, you can simplify yourself, that is 2 into 3 into 3.14 into 10 raised to 4 Newton meter square Coulomb minus 1. That comes about 18.8 into 10 raised to 4 Newton meter square Coulomb minus 1 could be written as 1.88 to the 10 raised to power 5 Newton meter square Coulomb minus 1. Now example 1.25, page number 48 is a Millikan's oil drop experiment example, who inverted an electric charge of an electron by his oil drop experiment. An oil drop of 12 axis electrons is held stationary under a constant electric field of 2.55 multiplied by 10 raised to power 4 Newton per Coulomb in Millikan's oil drop experiment. The density of the oil is 1.26 gram per centimeter cube. Estimate the radius of the drop. Let us see the figure. The drop of 12 axis electron is held stationary, that is, it is balanced by the two forces, gravitational force mg downward and electric force in upward. Electric field is in the downward direction, it will attract the positively charged drop having the charge q. So electric force will be eq, that will be balanced by the gravitational force mg. So mg is equal to, gravitational force is equal to electrostatic Coulombian force, that is mg is equal to eq. Therefore, m is equal to eq upon g. M is the mass of a oil drop. The mass is equal to volume into density. Volume is 4 upon 3 pi r cube into density rho, and that is equal to eq upon g. Therefore, r cube is equal to eq upon g rho pi 4 multiplied by 3. So r cube, introduce the values of all three. That is 3 into electric field 2.55 into 10 raised to 4. Charge q of 12 electron, electronic charge is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus power minus 19 Coulomb. 12 electrons will have 12 times upon g, that is 9.81. Rho density is given in CGS system 1.26 gram per centimeter, converted to kg MKS system, kg meter cube, that is multiplied by 1000, that is 1.26 into 10 raised to power 3 kg per meter cube into pi and 4. That you can, I leave it this calculation to you. R comes about 9.81 into 10 raised to minus 4 millimeter. Next question, 1.25 on page number 48. Which among the curves showing in figure cannot possess or possibly represent the electrostatic field lines? Let us see the first figure. Here electric field lines are not normal to the surface of a charge, so charge body. So it should be 90 degree to the surface. Electric field should be, line should be 90 degree. So this is wrong. Correct? A is wrong. Now let us see B. Here electric field lines are emerging from the positive charge and converging to the negative. This portion is correct, but this is wrong. They are not emerging from the negative charge. This is wrong. These all are correct, but this is wrong. They should be, arrow should be like this. Now third, C. This positive, both the positive charge, they are coming, emerging out of the charge body. That is, this is correct figure. This one is the correct one. Correct one. Here electric field lines are crossing, that is also wrong. And here electric field line, they are forming closed loop, that is also wrong. They cannot form the closed loop like this. They emerge from the positive charge and they converge to the negative. They cannot, this is wrong. They can, if it is this one and they like this, then it is correct. So this is also a